Hi, this is Amina Sheikh here on Zoom channel, and with me today I have Saher, Esha Deol and Dhruvi as they are going to talk about environment, a very special topic which is concerning these days. Let me welcome all of them on Zoom.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Esha. I have to start with you, Saher. Tell me about this association with Esha and, tell me more in detail. Mithi River has been a concern for over the years now.
Yes. So Mithi River is a 17-kilometer river and it starts from Virar, Powai and comes down till Mahim. And Mahim is a place where it meets at the Arabian Sea. So the amount of trash, garbage, industrial waste that is there at the river is extremely concerning and it needs to be cleaned. If you see the water of the river, it has turned black because it's unbelievable. We've been cleaning the river for a very long time now. We complete 450 weeks of beach cleanups tomorrow, and still there needs to be a lot more is needed to be done. The thing is, cleaning the beach is one thing, but creating awareness, bringing a change is also very, very important. Behavioral changes are very important, and that's how we wanted Esha. Firstly, she means for the cause and she believes in being extremely sustainable. I mean, like, she's an earth lover, we all know that. But bringing her on this campaign is because she's an influencer, she's a role model to millions, and she has her following. If she puts this message out, it is easier because they listen to her, they will try understanding the issue, because I'm not a role model. So if I can do my work, but if I put a message, people understanding it is not possible.
Yeah, but we need people like you to
Exactly.
help us, do our bit. Like, for me, for a very long time, I've been wanting to, and I never found the right person to hold on to, who could guide me and help me do it the right way. It's very important to do it the right way. And when I met them and met her, Saher and Bhamla Foundation, I've done a couple of, activities earlier also with them. I felt this is somewhere where I'm gelling well, and I genuinely am enjoying doing all this together with them. Also, being a celebrity, yes, it is our responsibility, but my heart belongs to being someone who is actually the daughter of a farmer. Like, my father is a farmer. So for us, our family, all of us, we do a lot of organic farming and everything, as much as we can. And it's something that comes naturally. The concern, the care comes naturally.
And that's very important also
Yeah.
to know what exactly is happening in the environment.
Yeah.
And so many times we take things for granted. Like, we may not realize that, plastic feka hai, to iska ye impact hoga.
Yeah.
Or like, let me just throw this because, I'm done eating the things and all. Yeah. And it stays for so long, and the marine lives are getting affected.
Absolutely.
That is what is
Terrible,
happening.
terrible. And I'm a mother today. So there's a natural, that instinct of my kids, their future. Look at it now. How is it going to be then? What are we doing? There's something that we all need to do, and I see a lot of groups of people over the past couple of years. They all are making that little effort, and the more people join in, I think the better.
See, climate change is not a one-person thing. That's how Dhruvi and I came together and we did this campaign. It is not only we can only find a solution when governments, corporates, and citizens come together and bring the change. That's how we do it.
And also educating the people, because there are many people who feel like doing a certain thing is okay. It may not,
Because
trigger
they don't
anything.
know the
They
right
don't
way.
know. They don't
so
know.
education is so important.
Yes.
And to go to those nooks and corners and educate them, which I think they are doing in a very wonderful way.
Dhruvi, talking to you, you have been associated and you are trying your level best. But what has affected sometimes while trying to spread this message and awareness about it?
So, what happens a lot of times is, even when we're creating the brand, it's so hard to find people who are like just as interested in sustainability and in recycling products as we are. And we as a brand are recyclable, we're cruelty-free, we're vegan, and we did all this because we knew that it's so important to help the planet instead of harming it. It's so important to give people a choice to buy this product so that they can help, instead of buying a product that won't be recyclable maybe. And some challenges were that, some people, when we told them we want to make a product, they were like, we can't do this. It's going to take time. It's going to take lots of money. It's going to take this and that. And we were like, but we want to. It's important for us to be able to firstly use it ourselves and then give it to others and give it back to the planet in a good way.
So many times we talk about it, but so many times we write about it and we forget. Like I would like to bring this to all of your notice. A recent video of an influencer, she's trying to clean the entire beach and she's like dumping in the garbage bin and all. And suddenly the moment the video is shut, she's dumping it back. And that went viral and that made a lot of, ruckus about it. Like, why social media influencers are just doing this for, clicking pictures and videos and all. So many times that also happens, we can't control that because it's according to humans' nature for that matter. But what are your thoughts on that? Because social media being a medium, where we can put across our thoughts, what is happening, what is not happening, and we always share our thoughts over there. What are your thoughts on that, Esha?
I think she's not met the right people again who will, actually influence her first before she influences a big audience. And put the right sense in her head where she figures out that what she did was not the right thing to do. Sometimes it's immaturity. Sometimes it's, the need for attention. Various reasons, But I think for each one, let's not be judgmental. Each one, there's a certain calling that comes at a certain time in life where you wake up to something like this.
Yes.
And of course, the environment around us with what is being projected, people get influenced sooner. Right now, there's a huge percentage of human beings in our country also who, like them, are making that effort and bringing these kind of products and this kind of activities where we can also participate in, and it spreads. So I think this is more than say, they say na ki trend hai to pakad lenge koi.
Exactly,
This is something that is very important and should be a trend. If you all want to be cool, make this a trend and follow it and do the right things, even to those who are influencing.
And how much
people.
we talk about climate change, and the finest example is, so many times I feel guilty because some of my friends tell me, oh, Mumbai hai, tum to Mumbai mein rehte ho, tum log ka life style काफी speed वाला है, but at the same time तुम्हारे surrounding में कितनी गंदगी है. Most of the times the friends from Bangalore and all, they say that our city is clean. Look at how Mumbai is, and you feel very bad. Like you have been here, you have been nurtured very differently over here, and the culture is different. But because of this dumping ground thing, it's too much out there that oh, Mumbai people है कचरा ही करते हैं basically. That is that impression, that image people
have. The life of convenience is something that has picked up a lot in the city. See, if you see, like how she mentioned, she's a farmer's daughter in the end. And if you see, even 20 years back, when plastic was not so freely available, our lifestyle was very sustainable. We used to have those matkas. We had steel plates. Even now, our plates.
Steel only plates.
But now I've literally gone to my friend's house, and every single thing in her house is disposable. Her plates, her forks, I don't know. It's the life of convenience, the fast life. It has become a thing, but behavioral change is very, very, very important because our city has become like a trash, a dump yard. Yeah.
And we love to celebrate our city, right? We love to celebrate. We're very incredible people. I mean, we just love our city, but I think we should start celebrating in a different way. We should start keeping our city safe, healthy, celebrate it in that way. Clean up after yourself, don't throw trash, recycle. Like all those things are celebrating our city so much more.
In fact, that is the reason you see a lot of restaurants or some places which keep on serving authentic things only, serving authentic methods only, organic.
There is definitely a change in our city. It's slowly coming up, and I'm sure with the younger generations who are more, I think, aware about all this. And I think the generation gaps need to come together and do this, as something that can only happen together. And there is change definitely slowly happening. And I just hope that it picks up and remains on the right focus
Yeah.
in our city also.
Esha, when you were working, and as you continue to work as an actress, what was that one thing which you noticed, in your working years also and even now, that needed that change, environmental change, which you felt like, for example, I would just give you an example of like how, when Ranveer Singh and Yash Chopra, they fell sick because of dengue, because of the environment they were shooting or they were working and all. That was one thing which was brought to notice to BMC, and so much happened in that particular, phase. Like that, what you noticed, you felt like, that needs a change because it's, ongoing pattern now.
See, one thing, I mean, it's not that I noticed it then or I don't notice it now. There's a lot of stagnant water lying around. And that breeds, a lot of stuff. And that is something that we can avoid. I mean, see, back in the day, there was more openness, more greenery, and obviously the population is only increasing. Our infrastructure is shooting up, increasing. So the atmosphere in the air is not as great as it was earlier. Like, sometimes we shoot these, early morning magic hour shots. Those are, and when earlier we would do them, like we would be the first few in the city in the morning, making sure, that's when that happens, when it's kind of empty, the streets and all. And that's when you see how clear and clean, and, it's just that subeh ka, that, sky, and you feel fresh and you feel wow. But now when we do those kind of shots, you don't feel that wow. You don't feel like you're breathing in that fresh air. So since you're saying that time and now, what is the difference in the environment? These are these few things that, we notice also.
We're breathing the worst possible air.
In fact, I felt like
horrible.
And I felt like maybe during lockdown, after certain months, there was a clear sky.
Yes.
There were like sparrows coming back and all these things were
Dolphins.
happening. The dolphins,
And
yeah.
marine
And that
lions.
was because there was this clean environment, because
Absolutely.
people weren't going and dumping things, or, just, pollution and all these kind of cars. The different kind of cars which are
Yes.
coming right now.
I think humans should start behaving like animals. They're very, very sustainable and very, very nice. If you see.
lovely.
In fact, we are the ones also invading their forest and ecosystem with our development. And all
I
of
think
that.
giving certain sections of people who don't have much knowledge to it, giving them a right direction, then they'll
Right.
follow it.
Yes.
It's pretty much like a herd
Counseling.
mentality, also. कि ये करने से ये सही है, यही करना चाहिए हमारे आगे वाले पीढ़ियों के लिए भी, give them, put them on a right direction. I'm sure that
Yes.
they will understand and educate.
And yes, especially the waste segregation right now is extremely, extremely important. Only then there is a hope, because the amount of waste that Bombay generates, it is.
It's quite bad.
Yeah, it's
very bad.
And
it's very
recycling
obvious.
it is
It's
also
not
tough, right?
And
It's in
Delhi is
your
one
face.
another city which you don't prefer like going because of the pollution. Especially during Diwali, you feel like why in Delhi, because it's
but
too
now
bad.
Bombay is as bad.
Yeah, it's as bad.
It's
Yeah.
the same.
And earlier I would like feel like, oh, Bombay is still like, I'm in that comfortable zone. Now when I see, I'm like, no, it's not like that. It's completely gone and it's gone to bonkers. Now, even if I have to go to a certain place outside, like, hill station of Bombay's and, outside Bombay, those places are also very bad right now.
No, from here only, if you go towards Navi Mumbai, you'll start seeing mountains and you'll see a clearer sky. It is only Bombay that is horrible. Like, even Navi Mumbai, I've seen it. It's better than here.
Esha, growing up,
From in no time will it become like this, no?
Yes.
It's just spreading like that.
Yeah, it's just going.
Like a
it's
pandemic.
going. And how much will you control that? As I was telling that, Esha, you are a celebrity, you are a renowned public figure, people look up to your work. But when you're giving such messages, what kind of reaction do you get? Do you get much reaction as compared to your work? Don't you see that yourself?
I think there's a certain crowd that will understand me in this so-called role that people think we play as actors. We are not playing any role. We are a human being, and as a human being, these are the basic things you need to do, and you do it. So I think that should answer what I'm saying.
Like, protecting the environment is just like having water, eating food, going to school. It is a necessity and it should be the lifestyle. But honestly, you know, when you put up your posters and the videos, you've been like I read the comments, they were very sweet. They were very, yeah.
Because a lot of my followers are also from the pind.
Yeah, so they are actually like, they love it. Basically.
Yeah.
Like, so people who are following you are in that zone already.
Yeah,
like,
they are in that
they are
zone,
like
yeah.
in that zone.
And whenever I put a picture or something where I'm with the greenery around me, they love it.
Yeah.
So I think I attract the right kind of crowd
Yes.
also to an extent.
And you have also posted certain videos which talks about environment, you know,
Yeah.
when you're into, you know, in your own zone,
Yeah,
when you're trying to do something, which is very nature friendly kind of videos. I've seen that basically.
Yeah, like we have as many plants as we can. We love plants in our house. You must have seen
Yes.
being here. So,
and no plastic also in your house
Nahin.
is one thing
Wow.
I've noticed.
That's very good.
Nahin.
So that's what my
Yeah.
next question was to you, that as growing up, you know,
Yeah,
while growing
yeah.
up, what was that one thing you adopted from your mother and your father, which you have ensured to give it to your kids?
you know, my mother and father, my family, let me say something about my grandmom. When we were growing up, we would eat breakfast with her every day, and typical South Indian Brahmin Iyengar woman, she only ate her food on a leaf. Yeah, she always ate her food on a leaf, and we would see that, you know, and when we had birthday parties and all also, then there was no plastic cups and forks and spoon. It was very different. Now it's all those fancy colored, this kind of
you have to
ones.
buy certain things. And all.
Yeah, it's, I think, become more easy and convenient. And
So are you
faster
trying?
production also.
Yeah.
very,
Hai na?
very fast.
Yeah.
Very cheap. It's
Yeah,
like plastic
cheap.
is basically the miracle material that
Because
The
we
entire
feel like,
world
chalo,
found.
ho gaya, and then you throw it. You know,
So-
you think
Yes.
about that cleanliness. thing.
yeah.
What I take away from my parents is many things, various topics is what, I mean, their knowledge. I think the way a parent can educate their kids, no one else can. But just simple things, yeah. I mean, my father is a farmer. Okay, like we see he has cows, he does his own farming, kheti badi, everything, you know. And my mom also, she's always had this green terrace sort of garden filled with roses and plants and watering the plants. So I've seen that, and I enjoy doing all that, which today my kids also, they really enjoy planting. For some reason they've taken to it, and they like buying seeds and making their own little
It's
pots,
very
and
therapeutic as
yeah,
well.
they love it.
It's like therapy.
So I think it's there.
In fact, when it comes to healing also, there is this
Yeah,
one
yeah.
thing which is given, you know, where you have to,
Grounding.
grounding, like realizing where your worth is basically.
Yes. And that's why we do these cleanups. It is again to clean the beaches, but that happens on weekly basis as well. But these huge cleanups, we want the students to come out and to see the situation, because when you see it, if you have a heart, it will break. So we want them to see it, and when they're cleaning it, they start realizing the situation is so bad, and they go back and they start making changes. So because we now through social media, WhatsApp, Instagram, we are always in touch, whoever comes, and it's always like an ongoing conversation.
I think it's great that she's got some 4,000, 5,000 students tomorrow with us.
Yes.
Because they are the future generation, no? So they get into it from now only.
And they're the current leaders also
we
now.
didn't do it then because itna nahi tha tabhi. 80s mein it was clean, the beach and all was much more cleaner. Had
Ah,
we
it was
been
cleaner,
today,
it
we would
was.
have been doing this, happily doing it.
And now I also see a lot of celebrities coming together, and, you know, because social media is a
Yeah.
medium, it's also easier for the message to spread across.
Yeah.
And that I think is very important.
Yeah, and a lot of them genuinely are doing it. It's not that they are doing it because of being on social media or whatever. You know, the people think hajar things.
Yeah,
But there
that's
are
true.
so many people who genuinely do it. Like Jackie Shroff ji, that plant
That
of
plant,
his.
yes.
You know,
Has done
he really means it.
Yes. He
means
always
it.
travels
I
with
will
it.
explain to you in depth the importance of
Yeah.
it. I mean, amazing.
Even Salman has, you know, come, you know,
Yeah,
he's done for his Panvel farmhouse. We see him like doing all that, you know,
Yeah.
literally like that, you know, how like a kisan, he keeps on like, you know, working on that.
Yeah.
I've seen that, you know,
My
Dharmendra
dad.
sir, your dad as well,
Yeah.
posting such good videos.
Mm.
And I think that is what, you know, attracts people more as compared to just thinking like, okay, you know, we have to behave in a certain manner.
You know, it is
Apart from the
influencers
work,
influencing
yes.
in a very, very
Positive way, yes.
it is.
See, and you have to know
Yeah.
how to connect with the people. If you're going to sit and give them lectures, they are going to run away. You have to make it. See, being an actor, they think we have to entertain them. Now, how can we, through doing something like this, how are we going to make it entertaining for them to attract them to come and do it actually? You know, we have to. I mean, it's not funny, but it's a fact.
It's actually a fact.
It's a fact.
And
That's why, you know, I'm just entertainment is actually the best way
Yeah.
to, you know, spread a message.
Correct.
And our foundation has these musical anthems. I'm sure you
Mm.
saw Tick Tick
Yeah,
Plastic.
Tick Tick Plastic.
So that's how the
That's
entire
so nice.
song
Yeah.
is only a
the
eco
song also
message.
picked up
It
in a
is-
way.
picked
Yeah,
up,
it
yeah.
picked
Yes,
up.
and it is only a message on environment, but it has a jingle. It has so many people
Yeah,
dancing.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, you know, we as Indians love our dance and song.
Absolutely.
And that is amazing, honestly. That is lovely because not other countries have that as good as us. So, using that as a catalyst is very,
very nice,
important.
very thoughtful, and the right.
With the youth, even the tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Yes.
Now see you know, there are too many lectures happening around the world. There are too many conferences happening around the world. But you know, when you want to explain something to a common man, it is only with love and entertainment you can explain him. If I will sit like that and talk to him, I don't think he would want to.
No,
Yes.
And I have to ask this question.
they'll go talk.
Took, yeah, they'll
Yeah.
literally go
Without
took within
liking it,
1
without
second.
liking it.
Within
They'll
1
go
second.
Huh.
What is that one thing all you three want to bring when it comes to climate change and environment change, which you really want that should happen, you know, no matter what?
One, being zero garbage. Changing your behavior, because if your behavior does not change, how much ever people will do,
I totally
that
agree.
will there's going to be no change. So taking it to your heart and making these genuine behavioral changes. And you know, there is a perspective about being eco-friendly. There are two types of people. They're either extreme eco-friendly people or they're none at all. They think that there's no middle way.
Yeah.
But you know, there is a middle way. We are not telling you to do something
Correct.
out of the world. Just doing a small conscious changes in your daily life, like reducing plastic, walking if it's a short distance,
Yeah.
or cycling. Because now we've become so lazy that har jagah ja rahe, Ola, Uber or car.
Yeah.
But like we are mentioning, back in the days, everyone used to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to
Yeah.
just step out and like that, you
Yeah,
know.
we used to.
But
love
now,
to walk.
now
From
how will
Europe
you
also,
walk?
so
There
many
there
go
is
to the beach
population.
walking.
Yes.
Now you can't.
Now you can't because there's population also. No?
Yes, so
there is this.
being vegan, you know, reducing your meat consumption and controlling your waste, garbage. Very, very important. For starters, this is good, not to get into too many technicalities. And then it will happen. You know, we can't see change in one day. It takes a while.
Yeah.
What about you, Esha?
Like, I think getting responsible, getting responsible, being far-sighted, not
Thinking about the
be far-sighted and get responsible. And like they say, charity begins at home. I think saving our environment also should begin at home. You start here and then you will be able to move out.
And treat your country also like your house.
Exactly, your
Your
home.
surrounding. Yes.
Absolutely.
Not only your home, but
Yeah.
outside also.
What about you?
I think it's about, you know, making small choices, very like the tiniest, you know, things that you can change, like not letting your water run while you're brushing your teeth. You know, taking a little bit of time to maybe, you know, segregate your trash. You know, just small things. Like they said, like, you know, it starts at home. It starts at teaching, first of all, your family members, people you love, you know, like, let's try and change this. Let's try and not use plastic. It's just very small decisions that you make that start to actually change other people's mindsets and the way that you live.
Esha, before I let you go, I have to ask you about your projects you're working on. You have won a national award, and that's, of course, you know, as you said recently, that the Deols have not done their publicity properly. But I must say that Dharmendra ji is in news because of Rocky Aur Rani.
So cute.
Sunny Deol is in news because of Gadar, and you're in news because of, you know, your film.
National award.
Ek
She's winning the
Duaa,
national
yeah.
award.
You're winning a national award. Ek Duaa.
Yeah. Yes.
So tell me about it. Like, how does that make you feel? And that's
I mean,
a very
it feels wonderful. It feels lovely, and I won't take up much up from where we are today with this interview. But again, Ek Duaa is a film with a very important topic, and again, it's a very small contribution of me towards such a big cause by making a film. Again, films is a great medium. So if I can through this film educate people in a certain way not to do what they do with keeping the story of the film in mind, then that's there. And of course, we won a lot of international awards, but for us, getting this national recognition in our country with a topic like this is one of the most overwhelming feelings for me. I think I've done something right.
Yeah.
And I had to ask you,
and untouched topic, you know, it was very,
Untouched
very
topic,
important.
yeah. And I had to ask you this, and this is again because I just had a thought about it, and it was more like you are doing projects, but you're taking your proper breaks also while doing so. That is your, decision, conscious decision, or
I
what
think
exactly?
where I am in life now,
Mhm.
I've been working from the age of 18 in this industry.
Yes.
Okay? I was like, we all like horses, like with blinkers. Now, of course, I mean, I've got a family, I have daughters, I have other things that interests me. And of course, acting is my first love. I'm going to continue doing it. That's what keeps me thriving. That's what completes me. So definitely I do projects which resonate with me today and which I know I'm going to enjoy myself being on set and be satisfied playing that role. So yeah, I'm doing work and
But you're doing like good work, and
Yeah.
you're literally ensuring that, it also get recognition. Like imagine like after,
I mean, you can't ensure
Yes.
yes recognition.
If it's
You
good,
do
and
stuff
do
where
stuff.
you feel is going to have some meaning to it, some message in it, some, I not being too preachy, because we need that balance in our industry where it is commercial, fun, at the same time, underbelly, there's a strong message also. So I pick stuff that.
But Esha, you've never got, I've never seen you getting, carried away by the fame you have got over the years. I've never seen you like, literally getting on the other side of it and, literally losing your cool when you're not getting a certain break or just, doing certain things. I've never ever heard such things about you. How do you maintain that?
I
It's
think
very difficult.
My upbringing. I give complete credit to my parents for keeping me like that. I've had a nice strict upbringing, disciplined upbringing. I mean, that age, most of us wander, and why not? Because then you learn it the hard way. And that's life. I mean, there's an age where you're reckless and restless and yearning to go, and then you reach an age where there's that terao, and I think it's all part of,
And lastly, I have to ask, you recently said that your mom is ready to make a comeback. Will we get to see her with you,
She
or
should,
what
no?
exactly?
She
yeah,
should.
yeah, high time now.
Yeah, high time.
I wish there's like a Sita Nita part.
Sita Gita part 2 with her. Huh?
Yeah, with her, only
No
her.
one should do that.
But that was lovely chatting with all three of
Yes,
you and
yes.
getting educated. For me, it was more of an education to
Yes.
know more about how our environment is. And I'm sure with this video interview, a lot of people will understand what we're trying to
Yeah,
practice and preach. For that matter.
absolutely. You all are a wonderful medium again to give such messages to our audiences. So thank you.